I knew an actor once that in the last 50 years has chased dinosaurs, turned into a fly, stopped an alien invasion, walked the fashion catwalk, become a world-class jazz artist and is still at the top of his game. His name is Jeff Goldblum. Let's start at the beginning and go back to 1952 in West Homestead, Pennsylvania. Shirley and Harold Goldblum welcomed their second son Jeffrey Lynn Goldblum on October 22. Jeff had a passion for acting from an early age and began appearing in local theater productions as a teenager. However, he was only 17 when beset with a family tragedy. His oldest brother Rick, whom Goldblum described as a kind of a hero of mine, died in 1971 at age 23. Goldblum credits his interest in jazz music to Rick. Following his death, Goldblum became more focused and determined to save myself and survive. After graduating from high school, Jeffrey enrolled in a summer program at Carnegie Mellon University to study drama. He then moved to New York and joined the neighborhood playhouse, attending acting classes under Sanford Meisner, while working on stage. Goldblum's debut came playing a home-invading thug in the 1974 Charles Bronson film, Death Wish. A 10-second role in the Elliott Gould film, California Split, followed. Another two small roles in 1975 as the Tricycle Man in Nashville, and as a protester in Columbo, A Case of Immunity. In 1975, Goldblum met actress Patricia Gall and moved in with her just 3 weeks later. They married in 1980. Then followed parts in Next Stop, Greenwich Village, St. Ives, Special Delivery, and The Blue Knight in 1976. In 1977 he featured in a horror film titled The Sentinel. He was in good company, appearing alongside some big-name actors, like Ava Gardner, Christopher Walken, Eli Wallach, Burgess Meredith and Beverly D'Angelo. Then followed a TV role in an episode of Starsky and Hutch titled Murder on Stage 17. He was listed as a star in the next one, Between the Lines, a romantic comedy. The film received positive reviews, and is still considered an excellent snapshot of the alternative newspaper era. Finally that year, a small role in the satirical romantic comedy drama Annie Hall. Directed by Woody Allen and featuring Woody Allen and Diane Keaton, with soon-to-be big stars, Christopher Walken, Sigourney Weaver, Paul Simon, Shelley Duvall and Carol Kane. The film went on to win 4 Oscars at the 50th Academy Awards in 1978.
Yeah, I forgot my mantra.
Momentum was building for Goldblum. In 1978 he appeared in the musical disco comedy film, Thank God It's Friday, starring Donna Summer and the Commodores. The film went on to win an Academy Award and a Golden Globe.
The other.
But this thing is just scratchy and I'm breaking out all over.
Another film in 1978 was a role in Remember My Name, a thriller drama. Goldblum is known for his nervous, hesitant delivery in animated body language. In one take of the 1978 film Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which served as a breakout role, the young actor experimented with an unorthodox line delivery, for which director Philip Kaufman had nothing but praise for. Goldblum continues to act in that manner and stated upon reflection in 2018, "That's kind of, I think I found something."
Well, thank God you're finally here. These people are driving me nuts. Are we gonna have dinner later?
No, I can't. Do you know where there's a telephone?
There's a telephone right around the corner.
Elizabeth Driscoll, Jack. Let me check.
Oh, this is the Elizabeth? The book is awful. Kibner's book is awful. His ideas are garbage. Kibner's ideas are pure garbage.
How can you say that about a man like Kibner.
I'm not saying it about a man like Kibner, I'm saying it about Kibner.
Even some of the most talented and well-known actors in the world experience career slumps. Despite previous ever-increasing exposure, Goldblum experienced a slump in 1979 with no TV or film credits. I guess these slumps are sent as a tester, to find out just how determined a person is to stay the course. Goldblum did stay the course, and 1980 brought him a couple of roles. The first was co-starring in 10 Speed and Brown Shoe, a detective comedy TV series. Goldblum played Lionel Brown Shoe Whitney, an accountant who had always wanted to be a private investigator. The second was in the TV movie, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, wherein Goldblum plays the character, Ichabod Crane, a name not easy to forget. Only one job in 1981 starring in the film Threshold, a gripping sci-fi drama. Donald Sutherland plays a celebrated heart surgeon who collaborates with an offbeat scientist, Goldblum, to perform the world's first artificial heart transplant.
Really?
That's not a guess. Entirely. Do you want to make a bet?
After that serious role, things lightened up for Goldblum with a guest star appearance as Laverne's love interest in the TV series Laverne and Shirley, Watch the Fur Fly, in 1982. In this episode, Laverne gets cozy with new date Jeffrey.
That's pretty good. I'll remember not to mess with you.
Mess away?
Well, I did learn some fun holds when I wrestled in college.
Yeah? Like what?
Well, there was the arm tug, the bear hug, and the kiss of fear.
Next that year was as Leo Gibbs in the TV movie Rehearsal for Murder, starring Robert Preston and Lynn Redgrave.
You see, this is why I became an actor. When I enter a room, I seem to command immediate attention.
1983, Goldblum co-starred with a host of movie greats in The Big Chill, a comedy drama film. It was nominated for 3 Oscars and a host of other awards. Goldblum plays Michael Gold, a journalist for People magazine. Next in '83, he scored a small part as Recruiter in the historical drama film The Right Stuff. Time was slowly ticking away for Goldblum, now 32 and with an established name, he was getting consistent work. 1984 was a little busier appearing in The New Show, a sketch comedy TV series, similar to Saturday Night Live. Goldblum was a guest star along with Steve Martin and Catherine O'Hara on the first episode January 6, 1984. Then in February '84, he co-starred with Mimi Kennedy in the TV series American Playhouse, Popular Neurotics, a comedy. Then followed a star role in the TV movie Ernie Kovacs, Between the Laughter. Goldblum plays Ernie Kovacs, a 1950s talented radio and TV presenter of his time, who tried to make his shows innovative and quirky.
He must have gone through and come up with some kind of analogous experience of your own, of losing something that you care about.
Next role for Goldblum was Poles Apart, playing a dude cowboy in The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. Goldblum plays Dr. Sidney Zweibel in this science fiction film with a stellar supporting cast. Fairy Tale Theater came along in 1985. A TV series that retold fairy tales using guest stars to act out the story. Goldblum played the Buck Wolf. His next role was little more realistic, starring with Michelle Pfeiffer in the black comedy action thriller, Into the Night.
He comes home early.
It's worth a great deal of money.
This is just too weird for me.
A role in a western was next for Goldblum playing Calvin Slick Stanhope in the film Silverado. A horror film was next, a 1985 film about 2 reporters who travel to Transylvania to uncover the truth about Frankenstein sightings. In the 1986 TV show, The Ray Bradbury Theater, the town where no one got off, Cogswell, Goldblum, gets off his train. He's in for a surprise, and so are the town folk.
Clean, fresh air, friendly people. Looks good to me.
If you believe that, you're dreaming.
What, corruption? Muggings, murders, suicide? Living in a city full of crazies that doesn't get to you?
His career was going just fine, but not his marriage to Patricia Gall. They divorced in 1986. Then a sci-fi horror movie, The Fly, opened new doors for Goldblum. He actually asked for his new girlfriend Geena Davis and soon-to-be wife to be allowed to audition for a role in The Fly alongside him, and director David Cronenberg was so impressed that she was hired on the spot. It was an awesome opportunity for them to work together. However, the marriage wouldn't last, with the pair divorcing in 1990, 4 years after the release of The Fly. He received a Saturn Award for Best Actor and nominated for 2 Film Critic Awards for his performance. Beyond Therapy came along in 1987, a comedy film with an interesting storyline. Despite its New York setting, it was made in Paris. Goldblum's next gig in '87 was to star in Life Story, The Race for the Double Helix, a television drama. In 1998 he starred with Cyndi Lauper in the romantic adventure comedy film Vibes, followed by the musical science fiction film Earth Girls Are Easy, wherein he co-starred alongside his wife Geena Davis and Jim Carrey. He starred in a British romantic comedy film in 1989, with Emma Thompson and Rowan Atkinson. Next that year, a Spanish-French erotic thriller, El Sueño del Mono Loco. Goldblum stars as a screenwriter who gets involved with an incestuous brother and sister. Only one film in 1990, Mr. Frost, a supernatural thriller. It co-starred Kathy Baker and Alan Bates. A television movie, Framed, followed, starring with Kristen Scott Thomas. Accused of art forgery, he thinks his girlfriend betrayed him, so it's time for revenge. Goldblum's only film in 1991 was The Favor, The Watch and The Very Big Fish, a comedy with Bob Hoskins and Natasha Richardson. It's all work, and Goldblum did 5 voiceovers as Verminous Scum on the eco-friendly superhero television show Captain Planet and the Planeteers. In Fathers and Sons, Goldblum plays Max, a widowed father with a son, who moves to a seaside town. Fathering the son is a challenge, but in the end, Max saves his son from a serial killer. In The Player, a highly awarded film, Goldblum has a cameo appearance. Deep Cover was a 1992 action thriller film starring Lawrence Fishburne, Jeff Goldblum and Charles Martin Smith.
That right? You are going to invest.
Do I look dumb enough to back this schmuck in anything?
Don't talk to me that way.
In Shooting Elizabeth, Howard Pigeon, Goldblum is plotting to kill his wife, only to get accused of murder when she disappears. Goldblum is noted for his signature stare that sometimes suggests wisdom and fear at the same time. Those eyes have wooed many an actress too, in All a Great Package and one utilized to its full potential in Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park blockbuster of 1993. After Jurassic Park, another 4 films were added to Goldblum's resume. Powder, 9 Months, Hideaway, and The Great White Hype. After Jurassic Park set the benchmark for the highest-grossing film of the time, the Hollywood blockbuster, Independence Day, came in second, and won 2 Academy Awards. Goldblum, as David Levinson, played an MIT-educated satellite engineer that helped save the world. After Independence Day, Goldblum directed a film called Little Surprise. It was Academy Award nominated for Best Live Action Short Film. As well, a lead role in Mad Dog Time, a crime comedy. After the success of Jurassic Park, a sequel was inevitable. Goldblum was back as Dr. Ian Malcolm, in this 1997 science fiction action film. The film and Goldblum were nominated for numerous awards. Goldblum, in his early 40s, was a bankable star, and deservedly so. He had managed to achieve the incredibly rare status of an A-lister that everyone admired. No one is ever disappointed when Jeff Goldblum shows up in a movie. He sort of fuels everyone with happiness and energy. "It's a good time working with him," said Liam Hemsworth. Over the next 15 years he had roles in 23 films, 15 television shows, as well as live theater shows. He has an ability to land parts that are stranger and less predictable, never typecast. He is a star aging like fine wine. 2014 brought a role in The Grand Budapest Hotel, along with a stellar cast.
I don't know what it contains, I don't know what it represents, I don't know what it is. But there are traces and shadows.
He narrated the film Unity in 2014 and played the role of Milton Cramph in the 2015 film Mordecai. In 2016, Goldblum returned as David Levinson in the Independence Day sequel with Liam Hemsworth. The mission, to save the world, again.
Time I interview one of my patients and show them this.
In 2017, Goldblum quickly backed up with a supporting role as the Grandmaster in another blockbuster, Thor Ragnarok, with Chris Hemsworth.
Go! Where are they? They're back. Get him, get that thing out. Go!
Quick to follow in 2018 was Goldblum's third return to the Jurassic franchise as Dr. Ian Malcolm. He described his role as, "I'll be a sprig of parsley or a little garnish, hopefully with some impact." Goldblum made 2 more movies in 2017, Hotel Artemis, and The Mountain. Then, in 2018, the voiceover of Dr. Erwin Armstrong in The Boss Baby Family Business. Goldblum wasn't finished with Jurassic sequels and appeared alongside Laura Dern and Sam Neill again, in the 2022 film Jurassic World Dominion. In 2014, at the age of 62, Jeff Goldblum married 31-year-old Emily Livingston in Los Angeles. They now have 2 children, Charlie and River. The family resides in Los Angeles. For more than 50 years Jeff Goldblum has been playing jazz piano. He released his first album in 2018 called The Capitol Studio Sessions. The album smashed the Billboard charts, jumping to #1 on the US Jazz Album chart. His jazz ensemble, the Mildred Snitzer Orchestra, plays regularly at the Rockwell in Los Angeles. High-profile companies have always sought famous celebrities who command a high degree of recognition, trust and respect with their audience, to promote their products. Jeff Goldblum is one such celebrity, having endorsed prestige brands like Apple, Holson Pills, Toyota, Irish National Lottery, Jeep and last but not least Prada. Prada called upon Goldblum to strut the Milan catwalk in the 2022 Menswear Fashion Week.